and Harding University study abroad students go on spring break. Throughout the semester, we have followed our very own Jackson Duncan across the world. Now we get to see what a week of free travel is like for this group of students. Jackson Duncan takes us along on his trip across Europe.
All the students from the Harding University International Program in Florence, Italy have a week off for spring break and are taking on all different parts of Europe. Groups are going to France, Germany, and Austria, and many other great places for a trip they will never forget. My group has gone to Hallstatt, Austria, we're going to Salzburg, Austria, and also finishing off in Venice, Italy, and I want to take you on the journey with me. Myself and 6 other students arrived in Hallstatt, Austria on Wednesday morning, March the 20th. We had to embrace our inner child as we saw a playground amongst the beautiful mountains of Austria. The city of Hallstatt is a small town having a population of just around 800 people, but it draws in tourists from across the world for its beautiful village and its beautiful mountains surrounding the city. The peaceful and still water around the town is known as Lake Hallstatt, and the wonderful mountains that surround the city are the Salzkammergut Mountains. I can definitely say I had a swanderful time in Hallstatt. After spending 2 days there, we stayed in the country of Austria, but we went on over to Salzburg, which is best known as being the birthplace of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart and the location of the Sound of Music. My group got tickets to go on the Sound of Music tour, and we made a couple friends along the way. Our tour took us to the town of Mondsee, which is just outside of Salzburg, and it is where the St. Michael's Church is located. This church was used for the filming of Captain Von Trapp and Maria's wedding scene in the movie. The tour finished off in the Mirabel Gardens, where the Do-Re-Mi scene was filmed. After our 2 days in Salzburg, we went down to Venice, which is in the northeastern part of Italy, and spent our final day of independent travel in that beautiful city. An interesting fact that I learned about the city of Venice is that there are no cars in the entire city, and they use boats and gondolas as their main means of transportation. Another fun fact about the city of Venice is that the gondoliers, who can be seen wearing festive clothing and heard whistling throughout the water, can make up to $150,000 a year, and there are around 400 of them in the town. Our first week of independent travel was jam-packed, but we got to see 3 different cities in 2 different countries along the way. Whether we be in Hallstatt skipping rocks across the beautiful lake while surrounded by mountains, or taking in the sounds of Mozart in his hometown of Salzburg, Austria, or taking an afternoon gondola ride in Venice, the culture and beauty was something I will never forget from this trip. From Hallstatt in Salzburg, Austria, and Venice, Italy, I'm Jackson Duncan, HU16.